Alright YouTube, this is Jacob with Good to Go Gear again. Here to do a EDC video. I'm not going to be real in-depth, this is just everything I carry on my body. Just get this out of the way. This is an H2S monitor. It has no other purpose than that I have to have it at work to check for H2S gases. It has no other purpose in my EDC but that it's required for me to have it. But I usually wear that on my shirt, about the second button, between the second and third button, I clip it on. Let's start out with stuff I wear on my head. I wear sunglasses. When I get out of the truck in the field, I have to wear a hard hat, so I don't usually have a ball cap or anything on, a baseball hat or anything. These are, before I put them away, these are Edge sunglasses. Can you see that logo? They're safety glasses. They're polarized. I only wear polarized glasses, and they're about 40 bucks. These came in the digital camo. They have 3 different lenses. You have the dark, a clear, and a yellow lens. I like them. They're pretty handy. In my 2 shirt pockets, I carry my work phone, which is the iPhone 5S, and then I carry my personal phone, the Samsung Galaxy S5. I like it. I like both those phones. I like the Samsung better, honestly, but that's all. You know, I have to carry the iPhone for work. My watch, I have the this is the Casio Tough Solar Pathfinder. I've had it about a year. It's got a compass, thermometer, barometer, altimeter. It tells the time, stopwatch, you know, all the basic functions of a watch. I like that it has a spinning bezel, and I like that it's solar powered. I like watches. I have a lot of fancy dress watches, but I get tired of the battery dying, and this is powered by the sun. So you can see I have a suntan line, look goofy without it, but I'm in the sun a lot, so it comes in handy. I'm able to use it for my job out in the field when I need to know what direction to set tanks or whatever I'm doing. I'm able to use the compass real quick and get that done, so I like this watch. On my belt, over my right pocket, I carry this knife. This is it's just some kind of custom sheath I bought at a local knife store. Some people down in Mexico made it, but it's pretty high quality. I like it. I've had it for a little over a year. You can see some use on it. You know, I try to put some oil or stuff on it, but it doesn't seem to last very long. This is a Boker Trapper, I think is what it's called. Mainly just a dress knife. I use it to cut tags or just a real quick, you know, nothing major. It's mainly just a dress knife. Everybody in West Texas has one. I figured I'd join the club, but I like it. It's been a good knife so far. It's got some kind of bone handles. I like it. In my right pocket on the pants, the right front pocket, it's where I carry my keys. I have the Gerber Artifact. I got this thing 2-3 years ago, and I'm going to be honest, I love it. It comes in handy. I've used the Phillips head, I've used the flat head, I've used the pry bar. It has this mini razor blade. I use that primarily to cut boxes and tape and stuff if I remember to get my keys out of my pocket or if I have them with me. Love this thing. It's like 10 bucks. I think I got it at Cabela's in Lubbock. Love it. This is a Right in the Rain pen. Again, this is my EDC, so I use it in a pinch. Like if I need to write something down, I write on my hand. I like this pen. I've only had it come off once, and it didn't pull out from the cap. It's actually when I was driving, I felt something hit my boot, and what happened was it unscrewed. I was going down a lease road. It's real bumpy going down that lease road, and I looked down, and this is in the floorboard of my truck. And I just picked it up, put it back together, and I've never had it happen since. So it's only happened the one time. I'm not sure as to why, but you know, it is what it is. So I just tighten it up real good, and like I said, I've only had that happen once. I do check it every now and then though, just to be on the safe side. Then I have the Streamlight Nano. This is my second one. I keep it loose because I find that if you keep it too close, you can just push, and it'll cause the light to come on. And I actually killed the battery in my first one because I guess I left it on and didn't know it, so I like to untwist it just far enough that when you push it doesn't come into contact with the battery and cut on. But this is a real impressive light. It's actually very bright. Didn't have a lot of throw, but it lights up a big area. I've been real impressed with this. These are about 10 bucks. I like them. And then, you know, my house and work keys. I do have a handcuff key on there. I've never been in handcuffs for being arrested or anything or falsely in prison. Just thought I'd carry a handcuff key. You got my wallet, I'll go into that. The knife in my front left, or actually, excuse me, this is my back left pocket. This is the Ontario Rat 1. This is kind of my beater knife. You can see it's got some wear on it. The pocket clip. It's actually been where when I sit down in a chair, I've had it hook on the material and it bend that pocket clip up. It's actually happened to me twice, so I've just taken the pocket clip off, bend it in between something, and now it's nice and snug. I bought this knife off a recommendation from Nothing Fancy. He did some batoning with it, and I think I paid 35 bucks for it at my local knife store. You just can't beat it. I was a little worried because they say that AUS 8 steel that it's made out of will rust, but I've gotten rained on. I've gotten where I got wet with the hose that burst while we were doing something with the vacuum truck, and it doesn't rust. I've only oiled it once, and you know, I like coatings. You know, I know I'm weird, but I do like the coatings on my blade, and so I leave the coating. I mean, if it gets worn off, you know, I mean, that's fine. But I've never had it rust, which, you know, really impresses me. Even the liners, like no rust. And I bought another knife that I'm kind of EDCing in my front right pocket, which is the Zero Tolerance 0200. I read some reviews on this and really like this knife. It's big, it's a little heavier, and what I find is I've had this knife now for about 2 months, and what I find is even when I pull this knife out of my back pocket and try to just go with this one, I just keep going back to this one. Like, believe it or not, I like how thin it is. I like and by thin I mean this way, and I mean it's thin this way, but it's not much different, you know, than the other one. It's not too terribly thinner than the Zero Tolerance 0200, but I just like how thin it is. Even in my pocket, you know, in my front right pocket or my front left pocket, I just love it. Like, and you just can't beat it. And 35 bucks, you know, I think I paid 150 bucks. It was over 100. It was probably close to 150 to $200 for this knife, and I keep going back to the El Cheapo $35 knife. But I am carrying this one and trying to get some use in with it. But my EDC, I mean, like I've said before, I'm not in a very wooded area. There's no reason to go chop trees down to baton and make fires. I have been broken down on the side of the road in my vehicles, you know, but it's never been like my work truck. One of them, the electrical system went out and left me stranded on the side of the road for about an hour, but it would still run, so I had the AC. I always keep water in my truck, so it was not an issue. But you know, my knives, I don't go out and I have to make, you know, tent pegs or feather sticks or anything like that. My knives, EDC, are usually cutting hoses, cardboard. Like this knife's cut a bunch of cardboards, cut a couple rubber hoses for vacuum trucks, cut wires with it. They're just kind of regular use knives. I mean, I've cut food with this one. I haven't really done that much with this one. Just some boxes, cutting some tape, cutting some boxes, opening some envelopes. You know, just standard, everyday EDC. And again, this goes in my front right pocket of my pants. This one goes in my back left pocket, just in the corner. And then this is one of those Maxpedition micro EDC pouches. I keep that in my front left pocket, and I love this thing. I used to carry all this, just kind of everything that's in here. Not everything, but most everything in here I used to just kind of carry loose in my front left pocket, and it just got to be a lot. And so I saw these things on YouTube. I bought one off of Amazon, and I love it. I'm glad I have it because it's nice. It's got this grab handle, so I just shove it in my pocket, and when I need something, I just grab it and go. So let's go through that. The thing I use in here the most is my chapstick. This is Burt's Bees. I use this a lot. And the second thing I use the most is this Streamlight Pro Tack 1L. I also keep this twisted so that it doesn't just cut on. But I love this light. It's a Streamlight. It's real small, has a clip, and I put it in here, and I love it. So that's two things I keep in there. I also keep a Bic lighter. I'm not a smoker, but Surefire is easy, and I use it for melting paracord. I've had other people need a lighter for lighting their cigarettes, or melting, like the mechanics needed something to kind of melt those wires that cinch down when you with a little bit of heat. We use it for that. It just comes in handy. On this side, on the right side in the front, I keep a ferro rod, just a plain ferro rod. I keep a live fire. I put a Ranger band around it because I find after you open it, it slips open. I don't want it to dry out. It may have, but I've had this about 8 months, so I've never used it. I just, you know, carry it just in case. Because like I said, I want fire, so I've got, you know, you'll see in this kit I'm a little fire heavy, but I've got, you know, a ferro rod, a lighter, and this to assist getting a fire going. This is something I'm testing. It's a UST ferro rod. It's like $7 at Walmart. I'm just kind of testing it out. I like it. I like that the striker's compact and in there with it. And it throws pretty good sparks. I'm surprised. This lanyard I just keep on there so in case I'm using it I don't lose the top. That's really it, because this is crap. This just falls apart. But I like this thing. I've been impressed with it so far. This is a knife sharpener. It's just some cheapo one I bought at Walmart. Truthfully, I've had this since I was like 10, and I use it mainly to sharpen my serrations. I don't carry serrated knives anymore, but it's pretty small and compact, and I can keep it in here for sharpening my knives. Then I have a Swiss Army knife. I don't know what model this is, guys. I've had it a while, but I carry that because it's kind of like a mini multi-tool. You know, I got screwdrivers, a blade, tweezers, and a toothpick. It's not much of tweezers or toothpick, but you know, the tweezers having some's better than nothing. So there's that. Back here in the back, I carry some Surefire CR123 batteries to go for my flashlight. Never hurts to have a couple backups because this just runs off of one CR123, so I've got a couple backups. This is a case knife. I don't know what model it is. It was a gift. I used to carry it in my front left pocket all the time. In fact, what I used to always carry in my front left pocket was this, the light, the chapstick, a lighter, and some form of a ferro rod. And that just kind of got bulky. But what I find is, when I bought this, I found I added more crap to my EDC, and this just kind of kept filling up. But another thing I forgot, I have on this side at the back, this is another space pen, Fisher space pen. I think it's the Bullet. But when you put the cap on it, it actually makes it, you know, a full-size pen. And I rarely use this, but it does come in handy, you know, when you do need a pen. Also back here, just a carabiner that came with, I think it was my Leatherman Sidekick in the box. I don't know, I just figured, you know, it's got another bottle opener. Might be handy if I need to clip this to something or clip something to myself. It's small, it's lightweight, doesn't take up any room, so why not? The last thing in here, this I found at Walmart the other day. I just added this. This is a small UST, like Star Flash or something, reflector mirror. And it's got the hole in it, but as you can see, I mean, it's tiny. You know, I mean, so I figured, I left it in the protective coating, or the protective plastic and the cardboard at the back, and just put a little bit of duct tape on it. I figured, why not? Why not throw it in there to have a way to signal for help? So that's that. My wallet, this is the Maxpedition, I think it's the Spartan trifold. I love this wallet. I've had this about 2 years now, and the only thing I don't like about it is I used to carry like a long leather kind of Western wallet, one of the long ones. The only thing I don't like about it was that was thin, and this is thick. Look at that. I mean, that's ridiculous. It bugged the shit out of me for the first few months that I had it. And what I do now is I find it, I don't notice it that much. I carry it, and if it does start to hurt, because I drive a lot for my job, if it does start to hurt, I'll take it out and put it in my EDC backpack that I keep in the truck. One thing I do want to comment on is I thought this black, you know, see-through screening, this stuff was just junk. But this is the part that rides against my body all day, every day, and it still looks brand new. Like, for the most part, other than a little bit of where my blue jeans have faded into it, and you know, this one stitch for the patch has kind of come in loose, it still looks brand new. Like, there's not a whole lot of wear and tear, and I've carried this thing every day for 2 years. So this is a pretty good piece of kit. I'm not going to go through my wallet because I haven't removed my personal stuff, but inside I keep you know, some duct tape, this extra little razor blades for the Gerber artifact, because I mean, it's tiny, they don't take up a lot of space. You know, of course, my driver's license, wallet, you know, cash, credit cards, hunting license, stuff like that. So, but yeah, that's my EDC. That's stuff that's on my body at all times. For my work, I have to wear FRC clothing. I guess I can show you on my sleeve. But my pants and shirt are FR. That says Wrangler FR. I have to have that on when I'm at work, especially if I go out into the oil field. but it's not. It's heavy. It's a heavier clothing, and when it gets hot out here, it's not always comfortable. You sweat a lot, but you know you have to have it. And that's it. That's everything that I carry on my body every day, whether I'm at church, work, play, whatever. This stuff goes in my clothes on my body at all times. So anyway, that's Jacob. We're good to go gear. Thanks.